And what is going on? The Tube Review. Dun, dun, dun. Just another gaming channel, bringing you just another video of a game. Oh god, ooh. Can't reach the low notes, can't reach the high notes. Oh dear me. No more singing, I promise. So, Prison of Elders, week 5. It is all about that melee damage, which is easy enough, apart from, this first level. Yeah, don't bitch slap a dude who's got a massive iron shield. Yeah, he bitch slaps you back, but he doesn't, face palm you. His shield face palms you, so ow. The only problem is this first level's annoying for the melees, because essentially the Scions are the only guys you can really put down with melees. Level 2 is Vex, which you think would be easy enough, and it is. It's 3 melees to drop those guys. But I'm sure, I could be wrong, because I didn't have a look at modifiers just before I did this. Oh, by the way, I didn't reach my 30,000 because I was just helping someone, so I still need to do it properly. But I think you do more damage in midair, so if that's true, on the last level I was jumping into a melee and I was taking them out in one shot, so I think maybe... Ooh, Sleeper Stimulant. Oh, and by the way, I got an exotic engram drop from the boss, from one of the bosses, and I got the Zen Meteor, so booyah. Sleeper Stimulant, man, it's become probably my favourite heavy of all time now. Well, no, Gjallarhorn obviously. Didn't use it, but it's found its purpose. It is devastating against bosses. You go against ultras, get those headshots in. I'm knocking out just under 24,000 per shot, about 18,000 on a body shot. So it puts work in even if you're not that accurate. But I hit 95% of my criticals. So what to talk about? I haven't really uploaded much recently because I haven't really had that much to say. I've still got about 50 Iron Banner games to upload, which I might put up. It's just me getting slaughtered though. I mean, how much can you talk about it? Oh, pick that for a miss shot. I took myself out the other day doing this. Just at the end of the round, I thought, what if I could take myself out with my Sleeper Stimulant again? And I did. Ricochet off the wall into the face. So, I think this is probably my least favourite level. Not the Cabal itself, but this particular boss with the rotating Scion shield proxies. I just find it frustrating. I mean, you just want to DPS the boss and you can't. You gotta half the time you gotta look around for that little dude. They vanish. They're like magicians. Expelliarmus. What shall we talk about? Okay, let's talk about a few things. First of all, let's talk about Advance Infinite Warfare. It's got something like, the last time I looked, and this was probably 3 or 4 days ago, it had like 1.3 million dislikes. I'm not surprised. People say they don't want the sci-fi stuff, and they've been saying it for 4 or 5 years. The only problem is, Infinity Ward. They have focus groups and research groups and testing, and I'm telling you that all these people the research will have indicated that sci-fi is what people want. Everyone moaned about the traditional Call of Duties for maybe 3 to 5, 6 years. People complaining how ordinary and boring they were. They wanted innovation. So the studios provide innovation, then everyone gets butthurt because it's innovative, and they're like, oh shit, I don't know how to handle this slightly more advanced movement. Don't get me wrong, Advanced Warfare movement was shit. Like, that speed of boosting against lag compensation was just horrendous. Like, you're shooting a target back at map, and it turns out he's right next to you. He'd done a boost jump and it'd not even shown yet. So yeah, it absolutely sucks. Black Ops 3, I think they've nailed it. Perfect. And what scares me is that people's limitations. I mean, people don't want sci-fi stuff. Guys, you live in a world that 20 years ago was ultimate sci-fi. iPods and lasers. Just the thought of a CD player. The fact that a light beam can read something on shiny plastic and create music. I mean, it's amazing. We've got MP3s, we've got the internet, we've been in space, split the atom, we've got maths and art and stuff. We live in a sci-fi world. I love sci-fi stuff, to be honest. But, maybe 3 sci-fi games in a row. Yeah, I get it, But what you guys probably need to understand is that when this research was done years ago, studios already started the design cycle. So by the time they found out everyone hated Advanced Warfare, this game that's coming out has probably been in development for 2 years or something like that. I mean, this was started in development while Ghost was out, or just at the end of Ghost, wasn't it? This new game. Now, we've got. I mean, if you saw anything about the press release from the CEO of Activision, it was saying basically, look, we understand that people want boots on the ground. This is why we've released Modern Warfare 4, and we realise that there's a fan base that wants sci-fi. This is why we released this, so we're giving them you both. Now, I don't think that's true. I think that's a clever response I've come up with to the mayhem. But the problem is, they wouldn't be charging more for both games if that was true. They'd just give it as a pack. But I absolutely think that after Advanced Warfare did so poorly, I think someone made this very smart decision that, look, we need to remaster one of the best games we've ever done, and it's, the Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 4. Now, what that is allowing them to do is save grace with the Advanced Warfare. Now, they're saying it's to give both client bases what they want. I disagree. I think it's someone realised that they're not going to sell this game, and they're going to get someone, risk management, project forecasting, whatever, years ago thought, yeah, we're going to get absolutely slaughtered when this trailer gets put out, or when people realise we're doing another sci-fi. So I think they made a very smart move to release a good game, and the only reason Infinite Warfare is going to have good sales figures is because of the other Call of Duty. If you look at the Infinite Warfare sales figures when it comes out solo, it's going to pale in comparison to the joint versions where you get the legendary version. So I think that's a very smart move. I think this is probably the first COD I'm not going to buy since, I don't know, Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 3, whichever one I played first, Modern Warfare 2. Probably Modern Warfare 2, I think, is my first one. No, World at War. Anyway, one of those. This will be the first Call of Duty. I mean, I've got Black Ops 3 and I really enjoy that game, but I've not played it in 4 months now. And the second DLC pack's out. I went on the other day and I just couldn't aim for shit. And I hammered it for 3 months solid, and I love it. It's a really enjoyable game. Then I came back on Destiny, tried to play Destiny, couldn't play Destiny because the controls and character were far too slow and sloppy. So I went back on Black Ops 3 the other day, tried a multiplayer game, and just got, I was 0 to 5 after like 2 minutes in game, and I thought, I need to figure out a way to ease myself back into it. So yeah, I kind of fucked myself over there by not playing it, and now there's going to be a shitload of DLC that I'm going to miss. I'm certainly not going to get the next set of Call of Duties, even including the boots on the ground version, the older game. I'm not bothered. I mean, No Man's Sky's coming out next month, so I'll be getting pre-ordering that soon. I've got Dark Souls 3 to finish. I'm sure Destiny's going to come up with a DLC in September. They've got to, man. People want some shit. People want some good. They want some new content, man. I mean, Destiny as it stands right now is pretty much perfect as a game that should have been released when Destiny first came out. This pack is what we've got right now, including all the DLCs and all extra bundles and updates and fixes. This should have been what the original release was, I think. There's enough content here. There's certainly enough content when you're doing it with 3 characters, more than enough. That this is what we should have got for £60 UK. I don't know how much you guys pay. I think you pay $60, don't you, in the States? Anyway, we pay more for our games than you do, unfortunately. We pay the equivalent of about $100 worth for the same game you pay $60 for. But anyway, that's besides the point. I digress. But the thing is, I think this is where they get the Zen Meteor. Yes, it is. Well, it's an exotic engram, but I've opened it off camera, and Zen Meteor, about time. I want the bones of AO and I'll be good to go. Yeah, but I absolutely think that if someone's never played Destiny before and they bought it now, they're getting a hell of a lot for the money. Or just the right amount for the money, really. But, it's a good game. I've got back into it. It's one of those games that the controls are so addictive that once it's in my PlayStation, I don't really eject my disc anymore. Like, I play whatever's in, essentially. And I just keep playing this over and over. So, who knows? Oh, so TV series and stuff. Salem Season 3 should be coming out soon enough. which would be nice to see. We've got Supernatural season 10, season 11, episode 21. That is on the move. That is out and ready to watch. Now, I am looking forward to No Man's Sky. It reminds me of a game, Frontier Elite 2 on the Amiga. I don't know if anyone's old enough to remember the Amigas. They came out around the same time as the Mega Drives and stuff, but they were like a home computer. Games ran on 3.5 floppy disks. And this was a space simulator where you could... it was essentially an unlimited size game, which was amazing for a 3.5 floppy. Polygon graphic ships, space stations, full size planets with gravity, time. You could fast forward time. You had, when you're going through a star system, get from planet to planet, speed up time so that you got there if manually on ship, or you could automate it. You had hyperdrive, different hyperdrive engines, different. You had independent systems, Federation Navy, Federation Imperial Navy. You had hyperspace trading routes, or you could go to explore and mine planets on unexplored systems. It was great. It was really good. And this looks like it's going to be like that. Except I don't know what's wrong with me these days. I am as much of a gamer as I've ever been, but I don't know, there's something changed in me recently. I do it as a matter of something to do rather than excitement. Like Dark Souls 3 is an amazing game, but I don't have the same excitement over that as I did for number 1 and 2. And of course Demon's Souls will always be my favourite. It was the first game of its kind, and it was the first to implement the invade and cooperate system, and it's one of a kind. Back on PlayStation 3, 2009 I think that came out, Demon's Souls. Could be wrong, but I'm sure it was 2009. And that's for me, it's just going to hold a real special place. And I enjoy the lore in that world more than the Dark Souls lore. Don't get me wrong, the Dark Souls lore is amazing, but I prefer something about the demon souls and actual demons and things. I know there's demons in Dark Souls, but it's more about the soul, the Lord vessels, the soul, the dark soul, human souls, and so on. And don't get me wrong, Dark Souls lore is amazing, but something about a world where demon souls and demons are consuming humans, and the magic arts came from demons, except those that study faith also came from demons, and they didn't know, and they thought magic was evil and faith was good and came from God, but it didn't. It all came from the exact same beast which lived under the world. And it was an amazing game, and it holds such a special place in my mind, and I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about it. It was just this amazing fantasy world that you could lose yourself in, and I think that's it for me. Dark Souls 3, I can't seem to lose myself in the world, and I don't know whether that's because I'm co-oping with two of my friends, which I desperately need, because I don't have the same sort of excitement. I'm not researching Dark Souls 3 at all. I mean, I bought the guides for all the games. I've never read any of them. I just like to own them because they look cool, and you always think, oh, just one day I might read it. I've not researched it. If I've got stuck, I've not researched it. If I've, the things I've missed, every sort of sub-quest line and NPCs, I've missed every NPC in the game, every quest line, every covenant, hidden areas. I've missed everything. If it wasn't for my two friends taking me through the levels, helping me out, who've already done it, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know now. I can't remember it. So, and I've been recording it, but for YouTube, but I've missed huge chunks of recording. So what I'm going to do, I think, is on my NG Plus playthrough, I'm going to play it offline, and I'll do a proper beginning of the end series, and I'll play it properly, and I'll thoroughly explore. And then probably the reason why it's partly not been fully recorded is I forget, because I'm running around with my friends. Secondly, when I've invited randoms into the game to help, you know what people are like, they just rush off, they take over your level, they go and do what they want, where they want, run off, they don't show you the way, they don't wait for you, they don't do any of that. So it's been very difficult and I feel under pressure to rush as well, because these guys are helping and waiting for me. It shouldn't really be like that, they should be waiting for me, but what can I do? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Yeah, okay, that's not what I meant. So anyway, we finished on 27,000, which is a real shame. I sniped him here, but I knew the ads were over. We just didn't get enough on the second round. One of these guys needed 30 points, so I didn't want to, drag it out. I'm doing it for him. I'll do mine properly, I do believe. But, yeah, I'm going to give Dark Souls 3 a proper run. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Hope you enjoyed watching us fail at the 30,000. Well, this is week 5 of the Prison of Elders, or Challenge of Elders, however you want to call it. And it is melee bitch slapping. So be warned. The Cabal on the first, don't go for the guys with the shields. Just take out the Scions. They're your best bet for your points. So anyway, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you next time. Cheers.